Alright, how's it going? We are back for some more TEC action this week, going up against it's like something wintergreen, and his I believe it's Gliscor something logo with the some Toxicorp. I don't know, something with the Gliscor. Maybe it's like something having to do with poison heal. I don't know. Whatever. I'll get the name right in the battle, but I'm just trying to get this team builder done because I battle him in about half an hour, and I want to have some time to look over the team a little bit more. So we see that he has the Jirachi, Komodo, Mega Gyarados, Thundurus, Alolan Ninetales, Volcarona, Silvally, Nidoqueen, Blossom, and Arctovish. Stacked team here. He's got a lot of offensive threats. It's more of an offensive team than defensive because Nidoqueen I like to run offensive, and I know some other people do as well. So Valley can be bulky, but it's really, it's usually used as a pivot with Parting Shot, T-Wave, Defog, that kind of thing. Jirachi can be defensive, but other than that, he's got a pretty offensive team. Aurora Veil helps in general with the bulk, but yeah, we really have to worry about his offensive threats. I mean, Komodo can set up a million different ways. Gyarados can set up, Thundurus can set up, even Ninetales can set up, Volcarona can set up, Silvally can set up, there's a bunch of Pokemon, even Blossom. So we really have to worry about, what his team is going to look like, because not everything is going to be a setup threat. I can guarantee you that. Some things might just be wall breakers. So, but yeah, he's coming off, I believe, his first win from last week. So, we have to take that into account and make sure we don't forget about Arctovish, because that Pokemon can be a threat if we let it get out of hand. Let's jump right into my team here. I have Metagross, Fizz Def. This Pokemon's mainly here for Komodo. I don't believe Komodo gets much. It might get Flamethrower. But if it's special, we can deal with it with other things. I'm just hoping he doesn't bring specially offensive Komodo. Let's hope he doesn't do that. But yeah, Metagross is here with physically defensive set. Stealth Rocks, Zen Headbutt, Earthquake, Bullet Punch. Bullet Punch is great for Ninetales. I deal with Ninetales pretty well as well. Unless it brings like Foul Play, which I'm pretty sure he brought Foul Play last week, so he might bring it again. It was for like Jirachi, and it actually worked out pretty well for him. This Pokemon's also pretty decent against Jirachi, because I can Earthquake, and that's pretty good stuff. If he's like Choice Scarf locked into Iron Head or Zen Headbutt, those are not going to be very strong hit moves against me, so I can kind of force a switch with that. I was thinking maybe Colbur Berry for Gyarados, but I don't really do much to Gyarados back, so I don't do much back to Gyarados, so it's fine. This Pokemon's a decent lead, because it can go over rocks, but at the same time, he might lead Nidoqueen. I think Nidoqueen's a pretty decent lead in general, so I might not lead with Metagross for the rocks. His defog users are Thundurus, Volcarona, and Silvally, and that's all of his. That is the extent of his removal. He's also got rocks with Rachi, Komodo, and Nidoqueen, and then Toxic Spikes as well with Nidoqueen. I just felt like adding that in there because I hadn't talked about his team really at all. Well, I had, but not the hazard situation I usually do. But yeah, that's basically the Metagross. I guess it deals with Blossom pretty well as well. And yeah, there you go. Next up is Blastoise. This Pokemon's mainly here for the Gyarados and the Arctovish. The problem is Gyarados can Power Whip. That's that's a Pokemon we really have to worry about. Is that damn Gyarados? Dragon Dance, Dual Stab, and Power Whip could be a monstrous threat against us. But you know what? Let me run the calc real quick and see how much that does. And you can look at my wonderful looking Blastoise here. I'm going to do it on my phone, which is a little annoying, but that's okay. But yeah, this Pokemon is mainly here for the Gyarados to get Rocky Helmet damage off on him, and Arctovish, of course. Arctovish can't really do too much to us. Now with this set, we don't actually have a Wish Passer, which is a little bit frustrating, because we have no way of really healing up with this Pokemon. But if he Dragon Dances as we bring in the Blastoise, he either attacks us or he doesn't, so it's whatever. Okay, what nature am I? I'm bold. Sorry, this is taking... I probably should have calculated this before. I just want to see how much like an adamant Gyarados does to us. Yeah. I'm assuming it would be adamant. I mean, if it's adamant, it can't outspeed my Mega Aerodactyl at +1. At least if I have a lot of speed, which I don't, but we're not going to tell him that. Let's see. Okay, and of course Aura Sphere's there. I have Rapid Spin to get rid of any hazards, and Flip Turn for some slow momentum. Slow-ish. Okay. So Crunch is doing 50% max, which means Power Whip, which I don't know why this Pokemon gets Power Whip, but the Gyarados, but it does, so Power Whip's going to do... It might OHKO me. Yeah, that's scary. With rocks, it probably will. Oh, and that's Mega. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is not good. I picked the wrong... Okay. I'm sorry, this is really bad on my part. Whatever. Yeah, Power Whip will OHKO me if he's Adamant +1. If he's not, if he's like Jolly, then it still might. So I might have to change my team around a little bit. I really prioritize APA over this one, this week especially. So we have to maybe look into our team a little bit more. But yeah, this is basically our best answer to Gyarados, from what I saw. I mean, maybe Vileplume. Maybe Vileplume's the answer. The answer we were all hoping for. Because Power Up just seems extremely obvious. But Vileplume doesn't get rid of rocks. So, there you go. That's the bitch of it. Next up, moving on, we have Gliscor here, mainly for just setting up. You know, we're bringing a Swords Dance set because I'm curious to see how this works. This is kind of more of an experimental week. Because I'm 5-1, so if I lose, it's not too big of a deal, and I want to see this Gliscor put in some work. I think it has the ability to. It's just a little bit scary because we do have Ninetales. We have the Hail kind of core that we got to worry about. We have enough speed for a max speed Gyarados. And yeah, Swords Dance Roosts, Earthquake, and Facade. Pretty crazy stuff. But yeah, once we get up to +2, we're in a pretty good position. We don't outspeed max speed Komodo, which is something to keep in mind. And it does get Ice Punch. But let's hope that he's not running max speed. Next up, we have Aerodactyl. Very minimal speed here, because all we have to outspeed is basically Thundurus. That's his fastest Pokemon. But again, we might change this so that we can outspeed an Adamant Gyarados at +1. That might be worth it. Because, you know, when it's all said and done, if he's at +1 attack, it doesn't matter how much HP we have, you know. So I still want to go Adamant, and I think we can. I think we can go I think we can go Adamant Aerodactyl if he runs Adamant Gyarados. If he runs Jolly, we have a better chance of living a hit with Blastoise. So, and he can always miss. So yeah, there is that, of course. Dragon Dance, Dual Wing Beat, Stone Edge, and Earthquake. I felt like Dragon Dance was nice here in case he brings like Scarf Rachi, Scarf Ninetales, Scarf Thundurus. If he gets up to +1 with Volcarona, we can just Dragon Dance because he can't really kill us with anything. At least not one hit, so we can go for a Dragon Dance and then outspeed the next turn. Hopefully we can just land our hits because Dual Wing Beat and Stone Edge are both, well, Dual Wing Beat is 90 and then accuracy, and then Stone Edge is 80, so we just have to be able to hit our hits, pretty much. But yeah, this Pokemon is a pretty good matchup as usual. Rock is a really good offensive typing paired with Flying. Works really well. I can hit Fighting types and Grass types and all that jazz, so yeah, there's that. Again, might change the speed around that Pokemon, might change the EVs. This is also a Pokemon I may change just so that I can outspeed Scarf Pokemon. I went Life Orb because, you know, I want the extra power. But Keldeo in general has a pretty good matchup here. And Icy Wind's great because it lowers speed on things, so I might just keep it as Life Orb. And then, you know, maybe take a hit from like Scarf Rachi. I don't know. I won't be able to really yeah, I don't know. maybe if he doesn't have Power Rip on Gyarados magically, I can Icy Wind first turn and then Secret Sword. Probably not worth it. Icy Wind's just there for Komodo to make sure he can't set up on me too badly. But yeah, Skull, Secret Sword, and Flip Turn. And we're Life Orb to do a lot of damage. I might lead with this Pokemon because it's not that important. It's just here to do a lot of damage. If he brings Thundurus, maybe not. But if he doesn't bring Thundurus and he brings Nidoqueen, I'm going to lead with this Pokemon because I think he will lead with Nidoqueen. But he could also lead Scarf Watch. You never know. So yeah, that's going to be the team. Also, we have to keep in mind if Gyarados is not Mega'd yet, we have to worry about that. Yeah, because if it's water flying, I can't do much to it. So we'll probably just Flip Turn instead of just letting it set up all over us. Okay, we gotta figure out how to beat that Gyarados. But yeah, that's gonna be that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, hit the like button. I don't know why I'm doing an outro because I'm gonna skip to the battle right here. So I'll cut the video. And again, we'll look at the team a little bit more. I don't know if I'm going to change anything or not, but I got about 20 minutes. So, again, thanks for watching. Wish me luck, and I will see you guys in the video momentarily, or in the battle momentarily. Alright, here we are in the battle, going up against xpfcwintergreen, and his team that I'm looking at now, because I always forget to do that, and then I end up doing it while I'm recording. So he brings a team of Arctovish, Alolan Ninetales, Nidoqueen, Jirachi, Komodo, and Mega Gyarados, which is actually the exact 6 I was predicting beforehand. Coming in, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I don't put much thought into that. Sometimes I do it. Sometimes I predict the team, sometimes I don't. But basically, right before we battle, I'm like, what 6 do I think he's going to bring? And I just put 6 out there, and I ended up getting them all right. So, yeah, let's see. He did not bring the... Okay, hold on. Gotta look at his team. It's the Goa Gliscor. Pretty sure that's the team in, like, Mali or something. Maybe not. Maybe that's something completely different. I don't know. Anyway, he did not bring the Thundurus incarnate form, Volcarona, Silvally, or Blossom. So, nothing too crazy there. I'm going to... You can see my team actually changed up quite a bit. Metagross stayed the same. I don't even think I talked about the Porygon in the team build. I think I skipped right by it because I was so excited to talk about the Gliscor that I ended up not even bringing. Porygon is Spadef, basically for Ninetales and Thundurus and Volcarona. Toxic, Teleport, Tri-Attack, Recover. Very standard stuff. But I changed it to have a little bit, just an inkling of physical defense. I believe it was like 60 EVs in defense, and then whatever, 196 in special defense and just max HP. So, yeah, just felt like giving a little bit of defense just in case I needed against some of his physical threats like Jirachi or Arctovish or Gyarados. Then we changed out Gliscor for Fizdev Vileplume. I feel like it was important because Power of Gyarados was really giving me a, bothersome. It was being bothersome, okay? And it's also decent against Komodo. I thought it got Moonblast, and it does, but which wouldn't affect Komodo because of Bulletproof, but it also gets Dazzling Gleam, so that kind of keyed me into, hold on, I can actually use this Pokemon for Komodo. That's what I did. So it is fully Fizz-Def with Dazzling Gleam, Sludge Bomb, Leech Seed, and Strength Sap, which Strength Sap's really good because even though I get 2 KO'd by a +1 Crunch from a Mega Gyarados, I can Strength Sap him and take his attack away, which is really good, and I can Leech Seed him, so that's pretty free. He's got no Grass type on this team, so Leech Seed is obviously very free there, and yeah, I changed the Blastoise set from defensive because I had the Vileplume there. I didn't really need defensive Blastoise, except for I guess Arctovish, but I was willing to risk having to play around that Pokemon, which he did end up bringing it, so that's probably the #1 threat, honestly, is the Arctovish, because I no longer have a defensive Blastoise. It's only got like 36 EVs and HP, and that's it, and I changed it to a White Herb Shell Smash set with I kept the Rapid Spin, but I had Rapid Spin, Shell Smash, Scald, and Aura Sphere. Didn't know Aura Sphere can't hit a bulletproof Komodo until during the battle, but when I was doing calcs and stuff. But that's fine. And enough speed for so that after Shell Smash I can outspeed a Scarf Jirachi. And then of course we changed the Boltund. The Boltund is now I did change the speed on Aerodactyl so that I can outspeed an Adamant +1 Gyarados, so that's another thing I did. And then Boltund is there instead of Keldeo, just because I felt like its coverage is pretty good, and I like using Boltund. And Keldeo probably would have been, I don't know, maybe better, but I did see an opening for Boltund because Thunderfang is good. I have a Muscle Band, enough speed for, I believe I ran Adamant because I didn't really care about outspeeding Thundurus. Yeah, so I ran Adamant, enough speed for Jirachi. And I was able to run Thunderfang, Crunch, Psychic Fangs, and Play Rough. It basically hit his whole team pretty damn hard. So, yeah, let's get right into the battle right now. I'm going to lead with, yeah, Blastoise, that's right, because I knew that he'd probably lead Nidoqueen, and I didn't have Keldeo anymore, so I'm like, I might as well just lead Blastoise. He goes into Gyarados, and takes my White Herb with the Intimidate, which is really annoying, because it obviously shows what kind of set I am. But I get the first turn burn, which is pretty cool, but at the same time, depending on his set, I don't really know if it mattered that much, because Vileplume just completely takes this thing on. Power up does 4%. I know it's quad resistant and it's burn, but you know, it didn't do a lot. So he's going to go ahead and switch here into the Komodo, as I just hit the Leech Seed there. I probably should have double Leech Seeded here, but because I'm not really risking anything by doing that, to be honest. But I don't. I go for another. I go for the Dazzling Gleam. I did have it there for the Komodo, so might as well just use it. And he brings in the Ninetales, so I'm going to bring in Porygon 2. I trace the Snow Warning, it does nothing for me. He goes for Blizzard, and it does 20%, telling me he's probably max special attack, timid nature for the Keldeo, to outspeed the Keldeo. And probably Icy Rock, because he's got the Arctovish. So I go for Toxic here. Pretty silly play, in my opinion. It was pretty obvious that Jirachi was coming in. Maybe Komodo, but you know, I went for Toxic anyway. I didn't really want to teleport if he went for Blizzard, because I'd already be at like 50%. So yeah, he U-turns as I switch to Metagross, so now he's got Nidoqueen in. And I see the leftovers. So I'm going to switch right into Porygon, knowing that I can probably take any 2 hits from this thing. He goes for Earth Power, and that is 18%, so that's not a very strong Nidoqueen, which is good news for us. He goes for the Stealth Rocks as I recover. So, yeah. Hail, we can see, is still up, so it's definitely an Icy Rock. Alolan Ninetales, so that's good to know. Again, not too crazy there. I go for Teleport here because I know that he's going to switch. There's no reason for him to stay in there. Sheer Force Tri Attack would be doing quite a lot. Just kidding. I see that he has no hazard removal, so I'm going to go ahead and get Rocks up with my Metagross. I knew he wasn't going to stand against me unless maybe he had Fire Punch, but he didn't have Fire Punch. That's probably a Scarf Rachi the way he's playing it. You turn around. He does get a crit there, but not too influential there. Only like 6 or 7% difference. So that's like Eternal Leftovers, like whatever. So this Gyarados is in. It's burnt. That Crunch did 19, so it would have done about 40%. Well, maybe a little less, but yeah. So I know I can take 2 Crunches. That's probably an Adamant. Yeah, that's probably an Adamant Gyarados. Looking at that damage. Or maybe it was just a max roll, because I know how much the +1 does. Okay, I'm getting behind. I Leech Seed against the Ninetales, and then he switches into Jirachi. I switched into Porygon, so that's a good double for him, because he knew that the Porygon was coming in. I actually click Recover here, hoping that he clicks U-turn, predicting the Metagross. Metagross has no recovery, and especially with Hail and Rocks up, you know, it's gonna keep Metagross from being able to heal with that, with those leftovers. So he brings in Arctovish as a recover. I have no real point to have Porygon 2 in at this point, or to keep it around. I don't want anything to take a fat Vicious Rend. That damage tells me he's like Jolly with no item. If he had Boots, that would make this a whole different game. But he doesn't have Boots, which is crazy, because he doesn't have any removal either. And I have Clefable, Gliscor, Metagross, Aerodactyl that all get rocks. So it's very interesting how I don't even know what this thing's item was, to be honest. But yeah, that damage is good information, and I know he's probably going to switch. He might have Freeze Dry, but he doesn't go for it there. I Aura Sphere just to be safe. And the hail ends, which is good because I actually had a kill there with the Gyarados. I did 40% of that thing. That's pretty crazy because I was max special attack modest. So yeah, he goes into the Komodo. It's very safe for me to just bring in the Vileplume here. I have no quarrels about doing that. He goes for Ice Punch, only does 27%. So yeah, we're in a good spot here. Leech Seed is going off, and here I believe I just clicked. I don't really know what I do. I'm gonna be honest with you. Sludge Bomb goes off. I was hoping maybe he brings in Ninetales there like he did before. It's already at 40%, so he can only come in one more time on rocks, so it probably didn't make any sense for him to do that. He goes for Zen Headbutt. I get the 30% para on him, which is Effect Spore, it's Vileplume's ability. Any contact move has a 30% chance of getting either a poison, paralyzation, and a sleep status. So he obviously can't get poisoned, so I got para there, which is great. Now I'm going to be able to Leech Seed on the switch. He doubles out into Komodo. Strength Sap brought me all the way up to full, which is just crazy. I Strength Sap predicting anything, really. I mean, even if he went for Ice Beam, I would have been able to take it and just Strength Sap there. He goes for Substitute here as I Leech Seed, so he has Substitute, Ice Punch, and Toxic, but he's not a strong Komodo. This is like a defensive Komodo, because it's only doing about 20% with Ice Punch. 19 to 20%, of course. Dazzling Gleam breaks the sub. Here I'm not, I'm not worried about him going for a substitute. Seeing the Dazzling Gleam, I don't think he'd do that. Even if he does, it's not a problem because he's not doing that much to me anyway. And so now I get the Leech Seed on him, which is cool. I get the Strength Sap, and I do get a few paralyzations strung together here. I'm just spamming Leech Seed because, if he switches, I get the Leech Seed on him. If he stays in and U-turns, I still get the U-turn on him. He's outspeeding me still, even though he's parried, because Vileplume is really slow. And, yeah, I have no quarrels doing this. If he wants the Zen Headbutt, that's fine. I can just Strength Sap him, which is probably what I should have been doing, but I didn't want to risk him switching. He goes for Trick to get rid of my Black Sludge. He was basically just sacking Jirachi at that point. So he brings in Ninetales, gets hit with the rocks. I know the mechanics of this game. I know that if he comes back in on rocks, he's not going to, if he comes back in on rocks, the hail isn't going to activate. So if he switches here, he's not getting hail back. I know that because I've experienced that in the past. So I click Bullet Punch. It's super obvious, but if he needs it as a sack, so be it. He only took 10% on his Komodo, so it was probably worth it, to be honest. Maybe need a free switch into something later on. He goes for Body Press here, which actually does the same amount as Ice Punch to my Vileplume. I'm glad I switched there. I almost stayed in because I was just confused on what he wanted, but I was confused on what he could do to me. But basically, the end game here, I had a lot of time to think because my opponent was having connection issues. But the Metagross was I had a lot of time to think about the late game. I'm thinking I can get at least 2 Bullet Punches off against the Arctovish, judging by its damage output, because I'll outspeed it with Bullet Punch. So Fish's Rend is not going to be double damage. So, and it's already Jolly no item, so it's not going to be doing that much damage to me, which is good. So, what else? A few turns later, I get in Blastoise on the Nidoqueen, so I'm able to Scald and knock it out. I do unfortunately die to Hail, but that's okay. I know that bringing in it's a double down, so we both bring in Pokemon. I know that bringing in Metagross here is fine because Ninetales dies, and if Komodo comes in, I just switch back out. I don't really care. And I knew that this is the only chance for Arctovish to get in safely. And Hail was running out, so he had to start doing some damage with that Pokemon. Here I stay in because I know that Arctovish isn't really a problem now that Hail's not going to be a factor. He does freeze me with 10%, but I do Unthaw, which is cool. So yeah, I get the Zen Headbutt off, do 40% to him. I know he will probably Body Press here and it might kill me. I didn't really calc it. I did calc how much it would do to Boltund. It does not knock out Boltund, and I don't know. Maybe he was hoping that it would activate, the Hail would activate there, but it doesn't. As yeah, Arctovish is going to come out, and I'm going to knock it out with Psychic Fangs. I don't want to risk missing with Thunder Fang. And then Komodo will come out, and I'll knock that out as well with the Psychic Fangs. So that's going to be game 4-0. Yeah, the opponent was he was dealing with some stuff, and he had a lot of connection issues, and it sucks, but he was up for it. I was up for it, so we just threw down, and it happened the way it did. I mean, it is what it is. I'm definitely gonna take the win. GG to my opponent. Arctovish was a problem. I, like as you can see, my team switched a lot in the last like half hour before playing. But I don't know if it's for the better or not. We did end up getting a 4-0, so I do think the Vileplume was definitely a good bring. Yeah, seeing as how he did bring the Hail Core, Gliscor probably wouldn't have done much. So um, definitely glad we brought the Vileplume over that Pokemon. And I don't think Blastoise. I don't think the set would have changed anything really. I didn't ever get a Shell Smash off. Komo because of Orsphere not being able to hit Komo. Um, there was really no reason to set up ever, because I knew I wouldn't get the White Herb. The White Herb had already been used, so I still have the defense drop, and Body Press would have probably OHKO'd me because he was definitely Fizz Def um, with the Body Press. So it didn't work out there, but I'm glad I did get to use Boltund at the end there, give it 2 more kills. So now it's like 3-3, 3 kills, 3 deaths on the season. And Aerodactyl didn't even get to play, so that's unfortunate. Metagross also gets a kill, so Metagross is definitely the MVP of the team so far with 7 kills and only 1 death. I believe Mega Aerodactyl has like 3 kills, and Alolan Persian has 4 kills and no deaths, so that's pretty good. It's pretty fun. What else? What else? Keldeo hasn't gotten any kills since week 1. It's like 5-1, but it hasn't gotten any kills. Oh, and last thing, I believe I said I was 5-1 in Team Builder, but it's just because I was mixing up. I was 4-1. Now I'm 5-1, but I was 4-1 because I thought week 6, so it's 5-1, but it wasn't. Anyway, that's gonna be the battle. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.